All right, I'm Mikey Nichols,
And I'm Adam Weckel.
and this is episode 3 of the ATV Prodigy post-race show. We got a good show for you guys today. We're gonna get hot into it. The WXC class, the only pro class that championship still undecided in. So we got a real battle in that WXC class brewing.
Yep, we got Caitlin Osborne on the Honda. We also have Hannah Hunter on a Honda as well. They're only a few points between each other, and going into this final round, Ironman's gonna answer the question of who's gonna be WXC champ after this weekend. So let's get into it. What do you think? Got any predictions for this weekend? We were looking at lap times from the previous round last year, and they were within a few seconds of each other. So
yeah, if the last race at the Ironman, the Hoosiers shows anything, that it shows that it's going to be a battle between those two. They are, and I think even they've definitely got some more fire burning this weekend. You know, Hannah's last year's champion. I know she doesn't want to give that up. Obviously, Kate's looking for her first still, and they're both going to be tough this weekend. Certainly, I think. Hannah got the win at the last one, but it's really so hard for me to pick a favorite. They both got 5 wins this year, and they've been killing it. It's hard. Last race, neither of them won, first time since the Florida race, but Hannah did beat Kate last race. So, maybe she's got a little bit of momentum on her side.
Yep. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle up there all day. So all we can ask for is that they hopefully find each other early on and make for a good battle for the rest.
Oh yeah, I think those two will have no problem getting up front. They've pretty much won all the races this year. Jessica Eloff won the last race, and she won earlier. She's the only other girl with wins this year, so she's looking good. Maybe she's going to be wanting to win this last round, but I really think Kate and Hannah are going to be on a mad charge.
Yep, definitely. And Kate and Hannah are only 6 points apart, so it could be somebody like Jessica or possibly Emily Wise, or even Tracy Pickens. You can't count her out. Putting her on the box. So any of those riders could get in there and mix up.
They could spoil it, certainly.
Yep.
And Kate does have 6 points is a little cushion, but if she makes a mistake, Hannah's going to be right there to capitalize, and I'm sure of that.
That's not much breathing room at all, and that's why we're saying this is it's super tight.
This is close.
So
this is the only championship that's still up for grabs. We've crowned all our other plates. Even some of the plates have been given away twice, but we've got all our champions.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. Mikey wants to touch on the XC2 class.
Shout out my man Ronnie Rush, real XC2 champion.
Yes, sir. So as you guys may know, those who are watching, Ironman seems to always be the biggest round of the year as far as attendance. Something that could play a factor into this WXC battle is lap traffic. There's going to be north of 500 entries in that AM session, and there's going to be some women's pro racers that are coming in hot. And I'm hoping that doesn't stir the pot a little bit in terms of class order.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think about all the people at Ironman. I just thinking mud fleas, man. Who's going to be pointing the good lines out there? But everybody knows lap traffic is a huge factor, and with that many bikes on track, they're bound to be to them quick as fast as they're going.
Yeah, definitely. And to touch on the mud fleas, that's just another factor that comes into this Ironman GNCC. There's
something in water in Indiana, man.
Yeah, definitely.
They are just built different out there. Those fans go nuts. I'm pretty sure that Ironman is like a national holiday for Indiana, and everybody gets the weekend off work to come to the race, and the whole state is there. So they go nuts for that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I know I treat it like a national holiday. So if I do, I can only imagine what the spectators do, especially those that are right in that state there. So
yeah, they love it.
So basically, that pretty much wraps up the WXC rundown. So
WXC.
everybody, good luck to everybody racing this weekend, and hopefully,
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going to need it.
yep. So hopefully we can come back and talk about who was crowned the WXC championship in the following episode. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to see who got it done. But finish up our morning race rundown. We had Cody Collier with a big win, over a minute lead at the finish. It's a very good ride for Cody Collier. Landon Wolf, obviously champion, baby on the way. He's got a little bigger things to take care of right now. But Cody Collier was on fire. He had a good start. Not like him, but and just rolled out. Had a very good day for Cody Collier, and
Yep.
you loved to see it.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, and I think it's hopefully setting the tone for next season as far as running up front and winning the 4x4 pro class. That's no joke. So
Certainly.
Seeing him in the center of the box is always a good thing to see. And I want to touch on he had quite the lit kit this weekend.
Yeah.
And at the Buckwheat 100, Troy Lee Designs providing that for him.
Love to see that.
Yep, I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, Brandon Frazier taking second place in the 4x4 pro class. He's another one of those guys that's
good ride for him.
Yeah, he can sneak up on you, and he's a top 3 contender in that 4 pro.
Yeah, and he's young too. I mean, he's Cody's relatively young too, but Cody's been around for a minute, and Frazier's he's stepping up quick. I think Frazier, maybe not next year, maybe towards the end of next year, but I think he's going to be in that Landon Wolf, Cody Collier speed soon.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, congrats to Robert Smith on the third place in 4x4 pro this past
one of the good guys of the sport. You love to see that guy in the podium.
Yep. You like to see a guy that contributes a lot to the sport. They're obviously there providing 4 riders at each round. Friday.
You
always seem to be wrenching. So
just to touch on them a little bit, the XC1 and XC2 champion using BNR springers.
There must be something good in those things.
It looks like they've definitely got something working right now. But one of the big questions I got for right now coming into Ironman again is Walker Fowler seemed pretty unhappy with those BNR springers last time we were in Indiana.
That's right, but I think positive changes since
it definitely looks to be working.
Yep. So yeah, we're all curious to see what setup he's on this weekend, and either way he's going to be ripping. He's going to be he's going to be on his game for sure. He's got that he's got the points lead, points championship locked up. So yeah, I think he's just coming out to hammer down, have a good time, and yeah, like you said, we're interested to see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what setup he's going to run, but I'm really interested to see how this race folds out. He kind of won a little bit more traditionally, the way he usually does last weekend. He had a little bit of gap, but I mean, the pack is there. There is a pack of animals right behind Walker Fowler, and if he makes a tiny mistake, they are ready to pounce.
Right. And to build off that, it was 2nd to 6th all day long was literally anybody's game. So
yeah, and I think a part of the reason it made for such a good pack was the track was incredibly tough this weekend. It was a lot of tight tracks, more of that people call old school GNCC, where it's single track, where you're really like your tires are touching trees on either side, and that makes it tough for passing, but it makes a good race for guys like Adam Gill. He's especially, in West Virginia, Adam Gill is different. That's everybody knows the mud fleas get him going, and he did well, and it was a good track for him. I felt like I knew that would be a good track for him, seeing how single lined it was. Now it was super tight. He's a very technical rider.
Definitely, and yeah, you touched on being like an old school GNCC track. I think we both would consider McGill kind of at this point a old school GNCC racer. So
certainly
seems to fit him well. So
just to touch on old school GNCCs a little bit, Chris Borch and John Glauda. They were just outside of that lead pack all day, but man, were they battling like it was for the win. They went at it, tooth and nail all day. And unfortunately for John, Chris Borch did what Chris Borch does, made the last lap pass happen, and ended up squeezing John out for 7th. But
yeah,
man, that was a battle.
Chris was able to pull out by just 0.3 of a second. So they were basically touching at the end, going through that checkered flag. So.
Oh yeah. But typical Chris Borch fashion, makes it happen late in the race.
Yep. So he
guy.
It'd be good to see a good old school race out of Chris Borch this weekend. It's
it would, man. He's definitely had some good times at this Ironman track before, and it'd be great to see Chris Borch run up front again. But I really I mean, if we want to talk about people who have had good races at the Ironman, you can't forget about Hunter Hart. Got his first win there, and he's got another win this season, and he's been up front. I mean, 4th at the last race is still a very good finish, and he's hungry. I know that kid wants to win.
Yeah, definitely. He actually got 2nd at the Hoosier this year, so that's gonna be something for sure. So.
Yeah, he was on the podium at the Hoosier that last when we were there earlier in the season, and so he's definitely got some speed there in Indiana, and a lot of the John Jr. finished in the top 5 again at the Ironman race before the Hoosier, sorry. And so that's, another young guy, solid. Devin Feehan didn't have a very good race, but he's been shredding, obviously. So I'm looking to see those young guys up front. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of the young guns right up front. But man, after these last couple races, I'm just not quite sure if they've got what it takes to shake these old dogs. An old dog can definitely learn a new trick, as Adam Field proves time and time again.
Yeah, and just when you think, these new guys are coming through, guys like Chris Borch and McGill, they're right there with it. So
yeah, they show that they're not ready to give it up yet, and it's great. I think everybody's really pushing. They've got somebody to push them on the track, and I think that's making Walker Fowler's job a lot harder, and it's making a lot better race for these fans to see. I think that this new age of riders that's came through GNCC has stepped their game up a lot, and they have not only stepped their game up, but forced everybody around them to step their game up.
Right, definitely. And yeah, I mean, even back to the top 10, I mean, there can be possibly 10 guys that could battle for race wins every single round. I mean,
Certainly.
There's guys that seem to be lurking in that top 5, position more than others. But yeah, it's really nice to see, compared to ATV motocross, where there seems to be only 2 potent guys battling for race wins. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like for a while we kind of just Walker Fowler was obviously still, fairly dominant, but at this point you really do not know who's going to win. I hate to say it like this, but for a long time, you almost knew that Walker Fowler was going to be the guy that weekend. But now it's hard to say. It's really hard to say if he's going to have what it takes to hold everybody back this weekend.
Yeah, and Bryson Neal's still injured. He's recovering from an injury. We're not even talking about him. So
yeah, we got 6 guys battling for the win, and one of the fastest guys isn't even out there.
Exactly. So that's a true statement right there for speed in terms of the XC1 class. So definitely.
And even that XC2 class, if anybody in that XC1 class makes a mistake, we've got XC2 guys knocking on the top 10 overall. Brandon Owens had a top 10 last weekend. He's somebody makes a mistake, not only are they going to get passed by an XC1 rider, but they're going to lose an overall spot to an XC2 guy that's riffing. Whether, Brandon Owens, Wyatt Wilkin, obviously Ronnie Rush is moving up now, but they're on point. Especially Wyatt Wilkin and Brandon Owens this last weekend. They were making a mad dash to the front. They pushed each other all race. Looked like Brandon was able to stay clear of Wyatt just a little bit the whole race, but man, they were rolling out certainly.
Yeah,
it shows with overall.
Yeah, and that top 20 overall, just like you said, that's not just XC1. That's all the classes. So
yeah,
even an amateur guy can score some points that weekend. If they get
certainly. I mean, there was 2 amateurs in the top 20 last weekend. Lane McCormick, your overall amateur, and Alex Demon finishing second. And talk about a barn burner, man. There was just good battles all over the track last weekend. Those guys were tire to tire the whole race. I actually I saw Lane make a pass on him, and that was one of the best passes I've ever seen, honestly. And but they pushed each other to the finish, and it was tight. They everybody late in the season, and a lot of people got some fire in them. They want to prove that maybe they're fighting for their championship at the end of this year, or maybe they're just trying to fight for it next year and show they're ready to fight next year. But
right, definitely, yeah. There's definitely not any action lacking, in those amateur classes there, especially the College A class. I feel College A's, that you're right on the cusp of coming into the XC2 Pro-Am class. So you see guys like still young, but they got age on their side in terms of finding success in that Pro-Am class.
Certainly, and that Pro-Am class is it's a big step. As much as Lane McCormick was 19th overall, and Brandon Owens was 10th. You think about only 9 spots right there, but man, is that a leap.
Yep, definitely.
It's tough to just make up 1 spot when you get that high up in the overall. Everybody is going so fast.
Right. And you just mentioned Ronnie Rush. Let's congratulate him on the XC2 championship. Finally.
Twice, baby. I didn't want to talk about it much on the last show because I kind of knew what was going on there. So we kind of didn't give Ronnie the love he deserved last race. So we got big love for the Ronnie Rush.
Yeah.
Here,
so now we can officially announce he's an XC2 champion. So congrats to
him. And he's moving up to XC1 this weekend. I'm looking for big things out of Ronnie Rush. I know a lot of people have been sleeping on Ronnie for a long time, and he turned a lot of heads this year, and I don't think he's done turning them yet.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. With one round left, he's really got nothing to lose, jumping up to the XC1 class, and hopefully he can, make a statement for the upcoming 2022 season. So.
Oh yeah. Man, that is going to be a barn burner. I don't know what Brandon Owens' plans are for as far as possibly moving up, or even Wyatt Wilkin, but those guys, obviously they were 10th, 11th overall this last weekend. Those guys could be threats in the XC1 class here very soon. And the future of ATV racing is looking very, very bright. There is a lot of talent coming quick.
Definitely.
And you see guys, the likes of Hunter Hart and Devin Feenan, obviously they've made it to the top of the sport. They're contending for wins pretty much every week now. And you got Ronnie Rush and Brandon Owens who aren't far behind. Right,
definitely. Yeah, those guys were right where Devin and Hunter were just a few years ago. So it's an open door basically for those guys in these upcoming years. So finishing right around that 10 to 20 spot overall. Those guys are mostly favored in that top 10 spot, but that's a big deal. So,
it certainly is. You look at the top 10, and you got Chris Borch finishing 7th. That's he's no joke. Chris Borch, 6-time champion, most winningest rider ever. He's getting 7th. No disrespect or anything to Chris. It's an excellent finish, but you got to think about, that was the man at one point, and he is I know he's fighting out there. Man, is the speed of these guys. They're pushing. I really think that Walker
it's pretty crazy. So I think this guy deserves an honorable mention. We haven't really touched on him much in the show, but Johnny Gallagher, 14th overall. 14th overall. And he's been racing GNCC longer than both you and I have been alive.
Oh yeah.
That's respectable.
Yeah, he's been racing GNCC longer than your XC2 champion has been alive.
That's a statement right there. And Johnny still beat him in the overall this past round. So that shows that Johnny's still there. And I know there's been some chatter on the old social media about him possibly jumping to Vet A and showing those guys what's up. But why do that when you're still
send them to the 4x4 pro class? I think I would love to see that. I know Cody Collier and Landon Wolf put on a show, but I know Johnny G could go that pace too. I would love to see some older pro guys hop on 4x4s.
Are we calling them out? Do you think that's
I am calling him out. This is my personal call out. I know Johnny's got the connections. He could get a 4x4.
He could line something up. Okay.
He could land one. I mean, I think we can.
Johnny G, if you're listening, we want you to line up on the 4x4 pro line before you call it a.
Johnny G, if you're listening, we want to see you on the big girl out there. Yep. We want to see what's up.
Definitely. So yeah, congrats to him on a good season for him. I enjoy watching his social media, listening to race reports from him, and I know he's gonna hopefully finish out strong at the Ironman this weekend. So
yeah, I mean, I think we've said it a bunch of times, but I don't think we can say it enough. I'm pumped for the Ironman.
Yeah, that's who's not? Who can't be?
Yeah, you going?
Yeah, right on. So yeah.
It's gonna be huge, and I think I really, really think we might see a first time winner.
That'd be the icing on the cake right there.
I think I don't know, John Jr. does really well in Indiana. I'm a big fan. I'd love to see him put it on the podium.
That would.
Devin Feehan, and I think he's there. I think he's ready for it. He's hungry for this win. I think it's time for him to get one, cap this season off, and get ready for next year. Show he's ready.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, this being the last round, yeah, there's like we said, there's really not much to lose. We'll touch on the points runnings here just in a few minutes here, but yeah, I mean, guys like Devin and John, they're right there, and Ironman seems to provide a good balance of just traditional GNCC racing. There's quite a few high speed sections through fields.
Sure. Yeah, I think we'll see a much different race at the Ironman than we did at the Buckwheat, just due to differences in track, because Ironman allows for a lot more passing. I believe there's a lot more lines out there, but like you said earlier, I mean, there's going to be a lot of riders in the PM race too.
Right.
It's going to be huge. There's going to be so many lappers out there, and I think that leading coming up to the first lappers, I think they're probably going to catch them, around this 2 or 3 mile mark around their second lap. Honestly,
definitely
as fast as they're going, and I think that whoever's leading at that point might run into a wall in the form of lappers, and might. Because I mean, when you're the first guy there, they don't really know you're coming. Once somebody's passed them, once say Walker Fowler's passed them, they know, Hunter Hart's coming. They know Devin Feehan, Jared McClure. They know they're coming. But once you're the first guy, that creates a wall that can be tough to get through sometimes.
Yeah, and myself as an amateur racer, I can definitely relate to that. You in your head, you don't even think about those guys coming up, but it's that first.
Yeah, you're running your own race.
True. So definitely. So yeah,
I think
it's definitely one of those factors, and hopefully there's a leveled playing field when it comes to that. Like you said, there is going to be more racers out there though. So,
but I mean, there is always, everybody knows it can rain for the Ironman. Obviously, I live super far away, so I have no idea what the weather's like. But it don't matter. It could rain. It could be perfect. I've seen both. And mud is the great equalizer. It could downpour, just like it did a couple of years ago where Hunter Hart was able to grab the win. And we could see, that was a first time winner. We could see another one. I don't know, man. Muddy or not, the Ironman hill can always play a factor. I've seen the best of the best not make it up that hill. And it's tough. It always claims victims, and they could be some of the pro riders. It could make a great race super easily.
Definitely. Yeah.
Not to mention, we hit on all the lap riders. If you got a lap rider doesn't make it in front of you on the Ironman hill, you're in for a bad time.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. So
certainly
you're gonna have to probably take the longer line of the two, and it comes down to seconds for those boys. So it really does. That's another factor. And you touched on weather. in terms of GNCC traveling distance, I would like to say I'm relatively close to the Ironman in Crawfordsville this upcoming weekend. And weather looks pretty good so far. There's been years where it's been, 20 degrees when you wake up in the morning and it's, miserable. This year, it looks like it's going to be, low 50s. We could jump into the 70s this weekend. That'd be a pretty ideal, if you ask me.
We would love to see that. I would really like to see a perfect Ironman race because Ironman is such a good track. The dirt out there is so good. If the weather holds nice, there's going to be a great race out there.
Yeah, definitely. So to cap off the show, we're just gonna kind of go over the XC1 points and the XC2 points here for you. In particular, we're mostly going to touch on the overall points, but Fowler's obviously got the championship locked up. Like we said, nothing to lose. He's just going to go out and do what he does, basically try to run up front and stay there. He seems to be doing pretty well in that regard this season. We got Hunter Hart in the second place position. He's basically just got to go out and just, put together a top 20 overall ride. He's got that number 2 plate for next year.
Yeah, that's a big achievement. Number 2 in the nation for Hunter Hart. I mean, I know he was number 7 last year, and any single digit is that's tough. But number 2, that's big. That's big, man. And,
definitely.
He has a good race this weekend. He's looking very good for that number 2.
Yep, definitely. And you just touched on, around that single digit number. I feel like that's that's like the next level deal. I think all of us amateurs are like, man, it'd be so cool to run a, single digit at the nationals. So like you said, ended up 7th in points last year and jump up 5 spots, that number 2 spot. That's a big deal. So,
and it was definitely earned. Hunter Hart rode. You saw a different Hunter Hart this year than he did last year. Yep. I think he came in this year swing. He was ready to race. He knows he's been in this XC1 class a few years. He knows what it's about, and he feels like it's his time to win. And he's kind of proven that it is. Yeah,
he's been looking good, and it's been he put himself into this position to be in second overall. So
certainly did
him. And I know we're both big HH7 fans. I can't wait till we can call him HH2 next year. So
H squared, man.
Good luck to our homie Hunter. And right behind him we got Jared McClure. He's got 217 points to Hart's 241. So that's roughly, quick math, we're going to do about 24 points there, separating those two. So like we said, something like that. But it's going to be
so it looks like Jared's got a little bit of gap on Cole, who sits 4th, and Jared McClure, obviously, he's he's just one of the great guys in sport. Everybody loves Jared. But with Jared with the number 3, we better see some all black intimidator doing it for Dale next year.
Is that what we're thinking? I think that would
be definitely. I think he got it. I think he's got it.
Yeah, he's he's holding one down for the Honda boys. So hopefully
Ride Red. I mean, big Honda guy myself, love to see him running up front, proving that I really think that for the most part any of these guys could do what they do on any machine. I think that the talent they had, if they rode no matter what they rode, if they had time to set it the way that they want it and get it right, I think that they could do well on anything, basically.
Yeah, definitely. But so that's Jared's in that number 3 spot. Richardson's in 4th. McGill is holding down that number 5 spot. That's a pretty good year for him, I'd say.
It is. That's top 5 overall year end, top 5 in the nation. That's solid. These are these are pretty much the top 5 fastest guys in the woods, like in the world.
Right. And, right behind him, we got, a newer guy to the XC1 class, but John Galata holding down that 6th place overall. That's legit. That's
that's impressive.
That's impressive for him. So he's sitting just 11 points behind McGill there. So, that's that's one of those, areas as far as overall points go that could be shaken up, dependent on, how McGill does and how Glotter does. But to touch on McGill's history at the Ironman, it seems
not very good at
his finish percentage there is unfortunately a little unpredictable. So yeah, I mean, all it takes is one hit of a tree or just a unfortunate mechanic.
Last year we saw him have an issue in the first corner. I mean, anything can and will happen in GNCC racing. So you can really never count. You can't say it's over till it's over, but
definitely. So yeah, and then we got to touch on Josh Merritt. He's sitting 7th in points.
Devin Feehan's right behind him though. Josh is gonna have to have a good ride this weekend if he wants to keep Devin.
Definitely. Yeah, and the way Devin's been riding these last 3 rounds, I mean, it's he's gonna be a tough guy to beat in terms of that battle there. So
certainly is.
Yep. And then following Devin, we got Bryson Neal, like we mentioned earlier. He's out with an injury, but he's still looking to finish top 10 in points without finishing these last 4 rounds. So that's
it looks like Bryson is it looks like Bryson's gonna finish like 10th. I mean, if Chris has something happen to him, Bryson could still finish 9th. I mean,
right.
So you got 5 finishes here, and Bryson Neal in 5 finishes is one of the top 10 overall in the nation. Like,
right.
If that doesn't speak volumes on what this dude was doing this year and how ready he is going to be for next year, then I think people better be scared of Bryson Neal next year.
Yeah. I certainly would be if I was running the XC1 Pro class. So he's posting a little couple updates for us there, just as far as how his recovery's coming, and he looks to be feeling good, and that's only bad news for the competition next year.
Certainly. Yeah, I hope to see him on the bike soon. Hope to see some riding videos from him soon, and man, I can't wait to see Bryson Neal back on track.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm reading down the list here, top 20 overall in points, and I just stumbled upon Austin Abney, Iowa. I'm from Iowa. He's from Indiana. Indiana native, Austin Abney.
That's the king of Indiana. That is the king of Indiana.
So we can't count him out on a throwing top 5 finish. I mean, even he could be that new guy, the new winner. I mean,
certainly, I mean, I said earlier, mud is the great equalizer, and you never know with Ironman. If there's a mud fest at Ironman, you could never count Austin Abney out or any of these guys in the XC1. I mean, there's even Austin Abney, last year's XC2 champion. That dude rips. He's incredibly fast, and he's even faster at the home state with all the locals around. They love him. So
definitely,
it's definitely Austin Abney forward.
It's definitely an Abney state, no doubt. So you're gonna see a lot of fans out there cheering him on, and I think that's only gonna help him. So
they love their boy.
He's coming off an IXCR win this past weekend, and that's
as always
some momentum. Yep, as always, he seems to be dominating the IXCR series.
I don't really know how it all goes down in Indiana, but it seems like there's 4 locals every weekend, and Austin Abney wins all.
Yeah, he must have a lot of time on the weekends to go make some extra side money. So
he kills it out there, certainly. Though
definitely.
I can't wait to see this Ironman race go down, and man, it's going to be a good one. No matter what, Ironman's always great.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, I mean that basically ties up our overall standings.
I think that's pretty much the end of episode 3.
Yep. So we just want to pinpoint here. There's a decent chance we'll have some stickers this weekend to pass out. So if you find us, just mention something about watching episode 3 here, and
if you made it this far, you get a sticker. So
if you made it this far and you ask for a sticker, we'll give you one.
Deserve
it.
Yeah.
And so thanks to our guys at Spider Graphics. Hopefully they're going to provide us some decals this weekend. So if you see them by I know myself as an employee there, I know we have some special limited edition Ironman stickers to pass out for the fans. So,
limited edition.
Yep. So, you know, you can't go wrong with a nice little pink sticker. So make sure to stop by and, you know, even hang out. We'll be installing graphics for the racers on Friday. So stop by, hang out, see how we do installs. Talk about maybe sending in, you know, a sponsorship application for next year. So
It is sponsorship season. Hit
Yep.
up your boys at Spider Graphics. Get yourself looking good.
Yep. So yeah, if you need graphics, resumes, logo designs, it's a little too late now, but we're doing quite a few pink number plates for
It's never too late for next year.
So, yeah. So if you want to start planning for 2022 Ironman, get your pink plates in relatively soon, I guess. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, this is episode 3, and hopefully you enjoyed the listen, and hopefully we were able to give you some insight coming into this Ironman GNCC season finale this weekend.
We'll be back after the Ironman. Talk about more stuff.
Yep, we will be back to cover the WXC championship.
Certainly.
And just an Ironman recap and
all the other pro classes. We'll make sure that we'll make sure you know what we know.
Yep. So sounds like a plan, and we will catch you guys later.